Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So the previous video we have discussed the important topics under the chapter metals and non-metals. So we'll continue with the next chapter in chemistry, that is carbon and its compound. So I am telling again, this science supporter is basically for slow learners and average. Okay, so for slow learners and the average students, these are the important topics which they have to concentrate more. So apart from that, you have to read the rest of the things also. But a very important where you can easily score marks with a minimum content, that is these concepts. Okay. So we'll continue. Chapter carbon and its compounds. In this chapter, concentrate over the topic like isomerism. So isomerism means the compounds having same molecular formula but differ in their structures or structural formula, you can say. Okay, so the compounds with same molecular formula and different in their structures is called as isomerism. That phenomena is called as isomerism. Okay, iso means they have same molecular formula. So iso, it representing same. Isomeric means same molecular formula with different structures. Example is given, pentane. So pentane means C5. So penta representing 5 number of carbon atoms. So hydrogen will be twice the carbon plus 2. 5 2s are 10 plus 2 is 12. So C5H12 is pentane. So normal pentane generally carbon, 5 carbon atoms linked with a straight chain and connected with hydrogen on both the ends. See here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbon atoms. For all the 5, both the sides 2 hydrogens were attached. So that 10 hydrogen plus on the either end 2 hydrogen, 12 hydrogen. So this is in a series straight chain. N-pentane means normal pentane we call it. The next one more is the structure of isomer. So N-pentane, isopentane. So isopentane means isopentane. So isopentane, here the 5 carbon atoms you can write like one branch. Okay, see here like this, and you have to satisfy the bonds of hydrogen. See, same number of hydrogen, same number of carbon atoms, 1 2 3 4 5 carbon atoms, pentane with branch chain. So this branch representing isopentane. Okay, so N-pentane, isopentane. So this is an example for isomerism. So you can write any example. Instead of pentane, you can take butane, you can take hexane, like this. Okay, any number. Next is formula of saturated compounds. So we know well with saturated compounds. So the saturated compounds means alkanes generally. So the alkanes are considered as saturated hydrocarbons right now. So their structures and their molecular formula is given here and the number of carbon atoms. So alkanes come under the group of alkanes. Alkanes are saturated compounds. So they are having the molecular formula CnH2n plus 2. Okay. So the general formula, so GFL, right? General formula of alkane, it is CnH2n plus 2. Okay. So we'll see the methane, number of carbon atom. So meth representing one carbon atom. So that methane, N representing single bond. Okay. So carbon with one carbon atom with single bond means CH4. So CH4, the structure you can write like this. So the structure, the methane, the formula of methane is CH4 and its structure is one carbon atom with 4 hydrogens. Okay. Next, ethane, 2 carbon atoms with 6 hydrogen. See here, 1, 2, single bond. So 2 carbon atoms attached with single bond followed with 6 hydrogens. Next, propane, number of carbon atoms is 3, CH3, sorry, C3H8. Okay, propane, C3H8, 3 carbon atoms with single bond connected to one another and followed with 8 hydrogen atoms. The next, butane, number of carbon atoms is 4, C4H10. 4 carbon atoms in series with single bond, completed with number of hydrogens 10. Next, pentane, 5 carbon atoms with 12 hydrogen. So 5 carbons were connected with series in single bond and balanced with 12 hydrogens. Hexane, 6 carbon atoms in series, balanced with 14 hydrogen. So these are the formulas and structure for the saturated compounds, means alkanes. Okay. Then structure of cyclic alkanes. Structure of cyclic alkanes. Cyclic alkanes means they are the cycloalkanes, we call it as generally. They are a cyclic structures. So the first one, like propane, cyclopropane, we call it as cyclopropane, means we know in the previous part prop representing 3 carbon atoms. 3 carbon atoms with a single bond in a closed structure is called as cyclopropane. It is a triangular shape. Okay, generally you can represent cyclopropane in triangular form. So 3 carbon atoms with 2 hydrogen each. Okay, you can write the same structure like this also. See, 1, 2, 3 carbon atoms in a cyclic structure, followed with 6 hydrogen atoms like this. Okay, so this is a structure for cyclopropane. The same with cyclobutane. Cyclopropane is C3H6. Next, cyclobutane, it is in rectangle shape. So 4 carbon atoms like this in a cyclic process, followed with 8 hydrogen, C4H8. This is cyclobutane. Cyclopentane, again 5 carbon atoms, a pentagonal shape, followed with 10 hydrogens like this. Okay. Then cyclohexane, very important structure for exam, generally most frequently asked. Cyclohexane. It is with formula C6. H will be 12. C6H12 is cyclohexane. You have to write a hexagonal structure of cyclic hexane like this. 6 carbon atoms followed with 2 hydrogen each for both carbon. See here, for every carbon atom you have to write 6 hydrogen. So this is cyclohexane. Okay. Cyclohexane, they may ask you for differences or to write a structure. So this is a cyclic structures. So then one more is there, benzene. So benzene, hexagonal structure with alternative double bonds. See here, C6H6 is benzene. C6H12 is cyclohexane. What is the difference between both of them means, benzene is a unsaturated compound. It has double bonds. Cyclohexane is single bond. 6 carbon with single bond and closed structure is cyclohexane. 6 carbon atoms with alternative double bond with closed structure is benzene. Okay. So the next aspect what you have to concentrate over here, it is heteroatoms, like the functional groups. So any one of the question will be given over this part, functional group. So halogens like chloro, bromo. So in any of the compounds, if there is a functional group like Cl or Br, it represents. So the substitute for hydrogen atom, if there is any Cl or Br, they are the functional group. So you have to represent it by haloalkane. For example, CH4. So this is methane. Here one H is replaced by Cl. So then it becomes chloromethane like this. Okay. So it is a functional group. Halogens are a functional groups. So then alcohols, if a organic compound containing OH as a functional group, then it is an alcohol. If a organic compound or the carbon compound contain CHO, okay, if the carbon compound containing CHO, then it is a aldehyde group. Aldehyde will be the functional group. So if alcohol is there, you have to add OL the suffix, aldehyde is there, AL as a suffix, ketone is there, ONE as a suffix, carboxylic acid is there, oic acid as a suffix. Okay, generally alkanol, alkanol, alkanone, alkanoic acid. If OH is there, then that organic compound or then that carbon compound is alcohol. So for example, methanol, propanol, butanol. So aldehyde, if a carbon compound containing CHO group, then it is methanol, ethanol, propanol, butanol. If the ketone, organic compound containing ketone group, C double bond O is a ketone group. So then it is said to be propanone, butanone, pentanone, like that. Carboxylic acid means organic compound containing C double bond OH. COOH group is there, that is called as carboxylic group. Then it will be like methanoic, ethanoic, propanoic, butanoic, like that. Okay, so oic acid will be added as a suffix. Next, very important under this chapter, it is catenation. So catenation means it is a property of a carbon. So carbon, it has a linking with another carbon atoms to form the covalent bonds, a long chain covalent bonds. So by linking a carbon atoms one to another, they can form a long chain or branched chains or closed ring structures. So this property of carbon compound to link one another, so that property is called as catenation. So linking of carbon is nothing but catenation. So carbon has a property to link one another to form a long chain carbon compound is called as catenation. Next is homologous series. So we'll see what are homologous series. A series of organic compounds in which some functional groups substitute for the hydrogen in the carbon chain. Means homologous series compounds are the organic compounds having same general formula, then similar structures, and the successive members differs with CH2 group. So this is called homologous series. Homologous series means the carbon compounds having same general formula, similar chemical properties, and the successive members differs with CH2 group. Okay, so that is called as homologous series. A very easy to remember and learn is homologous. Homologous means they are having same general formula. Okay, homo is same. So homologous series means the organic compounds with the same general formula, similar chemical properties, successive members differs with the CH2 group. So that we call it as homologous series. Next, soaps and detergents. Soaps means they are formed by sodium and potassium salts of long chain carboxylic acid. They are very effective only in soft water. Detergents means they are the compounds of ammonium or sulfonate salts with long chain carboxylic acid. So soaps are formed by sodium or potassium. Detergents are formed by ammonium or sulfonates. Detergents are more effective in both soft water as well as hard water. So there are two points you can remember. So for the one who are slow learners, you can just remember 2 points each for both. Soaps, they are good only in soft water, or they are effective in soft water, only in soft water. The soaps are made up of sodium and potassium salts, long chain fatty acids or long chain carboxylic acid. Detergents are made up of ammonium and sulfonate salts of long chain carboxylic acids, which are effective in both hard as well as in soft water. Next, cleansing action of soap. So it removes oil and dirt by a nature called as hydrophobic end. So it forms micelles. So micelles means when the soap which reacts with the dirt along with the water, it forms the end like hydrophobic end and the tile end like this. So the head micelles will be formed. Okay. Here the hydrophobic end attaches to the dirt. So if this is a dirt, it attaches to the, this is a dirt, imagine this is a dirt, the hydrophobic end attaches to the dirt itself and ionic end surrounds the water molecules. So by this the micelles will be formed. Soaps forms the micelles which helps to dissolve the dirt or grease in the water or in the cloths. The magnesium and calcium salts present in hard water react with the soap molecules. They form insoluble product, we call it as scum, and this scum creates a difficult in cleansing action. So when you add detergents, they becomes very easy. The insoluble scum is not found with hard water so that they can get easily cleansed. So this is a cleansing action of soap. So these aspects is enough for you in the chapter metals and non-metals. Okay. So a very important aspects or very important concepts were discussed here. So for slow learners. So if you practice this in this chapter is a very helpful for your examination point of view. So we'll discuss the remaining chapters in the next video. Thank you.